Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A pleasant day to each and everyone. Nurjayhan B. Johari, together with my co-reporters, the Group 8. We will be talking about apportionment and voting. To start with, let's start on apportionment and its objectives. After going through this module, you are expected to, first, define an apportionment. Second, use the methods of apportionment and solving the problems. Third, explain the fairness in apportionment, apportionment paradoxes, and Balinskian impossibility theorem. Before digging into our subject, are you familiar with the term na visible? It is something that cannot split into fractional forms such as people. Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na 1/2 of a person or 3/4 of a person kasi di naman natin pwedeng putulin yung katawan ng isang tao, right? Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng what we call the apportionment. Now, allow me to unlock the term apportionment on its definition. This refers to a method of dividing a whole into various parts. To make it clearer, apportionment is dividing and sharing out based on a group or population sizes. Apportionment is mainly used when we are dividing people. Take note, pag tao na yung i-divide natin. For example, there are 2 rooms available. Tapos, we have 3 persons na matutulog. So, we can say na 3 divide 2 kasi magiging 1 and 1/2, which is yung 1/2 is tao yon. Alangan naman na putulin natin yung tao, diba? So, papaano ba dapat? Well, we will consider the size of the room. Baka kasi yung isang room is super laki, which is doon dapat 2 persons na matutulog. Tapos yung isa na maliit is 1 person lang. So, doon natin allocate yung 3 tao. Apportionment is dividing something that has logic behind to distribute fairly. That's the idea of apportionment. Now, is apportionment clear? So, the question is, paano ba nagkaroon ng idea of apportionment? So, back in 1790s, people in United States have to distribute the House of Representatives sa mga states in US. They had to use various types of apportionment para fair yung distribution ng House of Representatives sa mga states. Ang mga naunang ginamit is yung idea ni na Hamilton and Jefferson. At doon, na-introduce yung iba't ibang methods of apportionment. If you can notice later sa methods of apportionment, methods are named based on people na naging officials ng states since they are the proponents of the method used sa mga apportionment na mga naganap noon at until now is ginagamit pa rin. So, to have widened understanding, my co-reporters will tackle about the apportionment methods. Okay?
Hello guys, so a pleasant day to each and everyone. My name is Latif Almira, BSN 1. So for this video, I will be explaining about the methods of apportionment. So there are 5 methods of apportionment. So let's see in this video.
So here are the 5 methods of apportionment, which is the Hamilton method, Jefferson method, Adams method, Webster method, Huntington-Hill method. So the first one is the Hamilton method. This method is based on the standard divisor and the standard quota of the population. So here is the formula. Standard divisor is equal to P over A, where P is the total population and A is the required allocation or the number of the item to be distributed among the group. Also, the standard quota, which is standard quota is equal to G over SD, where G is the size of the group and SD is the standard divisor. The standard quota is the whole number part of the quotient of a population divided by the standard divisor. So there are two types of standard quota, which is the lower quota and the upper quota. Lower quota is the standard quota rounded down to the whole number, while the upper quota is the standard quota rounded up to the next whole number. So, as we go further on this topic, you will know how to use this formula. So here are example. Kot Elementary School plans to assign 40 teachers to teach each of the grades 1 to 6. The number of students in each grade is given in the table below. Use Hamilton's method to assign each grade level the appropriate number of teachers. So in this example, we will use the Hamilton's method. So there are rules in Hamilton's method. So the first one is get the lower quota of the group. The second is the standard quota of a group with the highest decimal part is only rounded up to a whole number if the sum of the lower quota is less than the value of A. Then, the process is repeated until the value of A is reached. So, balikan natin yung example kanina. Kukunin natin yung standard divisor. Standard divisor is equal to P over A. Yung P dito is yung total, which is the 700. Then yung A naman is yung 40 na teachers kasi yun yung number of items to be distributed. So, pag dinivide mo yung 700 divided by 40 is mag-i-equal yan ng 17.5. So, ang standard divisor natin is 17.5. So, here, gumawa ako ng table para mas madali natin maintindihan yung Hamilton method. So, the second one is kukunin natin yung standard quota. Yung sinabi ko kanina na standard quota is equal yun siya sa G over SD. Itong G is yan yung mga grade level, while yung SD is yung nakuha nating 17.5. So, dito is kukunin natin yung standard quota sa grade 1. Gagawin natin 120 over 17.5. So, pag na-divide mo na yan siya is magiging 6.86. Then, i-divide mo rin yung 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 sa standard divisor na 17.5. So, 90 divided by 17.5 is equal to 5.14. Then, 135 divided by 17.5 is 7.71. Then, 78 divided by 17.5 is 4.46. Then 200 divided by 17.5 is 11.43. Then the last one is 77 divided by 17.5 is equal to 4.40. Pagkatapos mong makuha yung standard quota is kukunin mo naman yung lower quota ng standard quota na nakuha mo. So, pag sinabing lower quota is magra-round down ka. So, yung 6.86 is magiging 6, then yung 5.14 is 5, 7.71 is 7, then 4.46 is 4, then 11.43 is 11. So, last one is 4.40 is magiging 4. So, kung ito total mo yung lower quota is mag-i-equal yan siya ng 37. So, ang gagawin mo is magpa-final apportionment ka is i-a-adjust mo yung may pinakamalaking decimal point sa standard quota. So, that means tatlo yung kulang. So, titignan mo yung standard quota kung sino yung may pinakamalaking decimal point sa kanila. So, kung titignan mo is yung 6.86, 7.71 at 4.46 yung may pinakamalaking 2 decimal point. So, magiging 7, 5, 8, 5, 11 at saka 4. So, magiging equal 40 yan na total ng 40 teachers na i-distribute sa 1 to 6 grade level. So, yan na yung final apportionment sa Hamilton's method.
The second one is the Jefferson method.
Jefferson method. So, the first step is compute the standard divisor in the same way as the Hamilton method. Then, use modified standard divisor which is arbitrarily chosen must be lower than the standard divisor. So, by the trial and error technique, obtain the required apportionment using the assumed modified standard divisor. So, here, gagamitin natin yung kaninang example, pero ia-apply natin dito yung Jefferson method. Diba sabi kanina is kukunin natin yung standard divisor kagaya ng Hamilton method. So yan, 17.5 yung standard divisor. But this time, kukuha tayong ng modified standard divisor which is lower than 17.5. So let's say 16 yung gagamitin natin na modified standard divisor. So here, same process lang siya sa Hamilton method, but this time gagamitin natin is yung modified standard divisor na 16. So ang mangyayari is 120 divided by 16 is equal yan siya sa 7.5. Then same process lang sa 90, 135, 78, 200 at 77. Kung i-divide natin yan is magiging 90 divided by 16 is equal to 5.63. 135 divided by 16 is 8.44. 78 divided by 16 is equal to 4.88. 200 divided by 16 is equal to 12.50. And the last one, 77 divided by 16 is 4.81. Then, kukunin na natin yung lower quota. So, di ba sabi kanina is pag yung lower quota yung hinahanap natin is magra-round down tayo. So, itong standard quota na 7.5 is magiging 7, 5.63 is magiging 5, 8.44 is magiging 8, 4.88 is magiging 4, 12.50 is magiging 12, then 4.81 is magiging 4. So, kung ito total mo yung nakuha nating lower quota is mag-i-equal yan siya sa 40. So, magpa-final apportionment na tayo. Ikakopy mo lang yung 7, 5, 8, 4, 12, 4. Kasi nag-equal siya sa 40 na teachers na i-distribute sa grades 1 to 6. So, that's the Jefferson's method. Always remember na yung sa Jefferson method is yung lower quota yung hinahanap natin.
And the third one is the Adams method.
Adams method, proposed by former U.S. President John Quincy Adams. This method is similar to Jefferson's method, but this time upper quota is applied. So here, same example again, pero Adams method na yung gagamitin natin. So, dito is upper quota na yung kukunin natin. Tapos, kukuha tayo ng modified standard natin na mas mataas sa 17.5. So, let's say 19.25 yung kukunin nating modified standard divisor. So, same process again, kukunin natin yung standard quota pero gagamitin natin yung modified standard divisor natin na 19.25. So, 120 divided by 19.25 is equal to 6.23. 90 divided by 19.25 is equal to 4.68. 135 divided by 19.25 is equal to 7.01. 78 divided by 19.25 is equal to 4.05. 200 divided by 19.25 is equal to 10.39. Then the last one, 77 divided by 19.25 is equal to 4.00. So this time, kukunin na natin yung upper quota, which means magra-round up tayo. So yung mga may 2 decimal places is ira-round up natin yan. So yung 6.23 is magiging 7, 4.68 is magiging 5, 7.01 is magiging 8, 4.05 is magiging 5, 10.39 is magiging 11. So, itong 4 is walang 2 decimal places kasi nasa 0, 0. Yan siya. So, magiging 4 yan siya. So, kung ito-total mo rin yung upper quota na nakuha natin is mag-i-equal yan siya sa 40. So, yan. Magpa-final apportionment ka na. Ika-copy mo lang yung 7, 5, 8, 5, 11, and 4. Kasi nag-equal yan siya sa 40. So, yan na yung final apportionment natin sa Adams method. So, always remember na kukunin natin yung upper quota sa Adams method at yung modified standard divisor natin is mas mataas sa standard divisor na 17.5.
And that's all. So for the two remaining methods will be discussed by my co-reporter.
Good day everyone. My name is Edayu Agilias, PSE 1 from Group 8. Okay, so my assigned topic is about Webster method and Hunting Hill method. No, so ang pag-aaralan natin ngayon is about Webster method at saka Hunting Hill method. Okay, so Webster method. So Webster method, this method is like Jefferson's method, but rules of rounding of numbers apply to quotients, no? So, and if the total number of rounds is not equal to the number to be apportioned, a modified standard divisor is employed by the trial and error. Pag sinabi nating Webster method is kagaya lang ng Jefferson's method, no? So, kaso nga lang, imbis na lower quota ang hinahanap natin, ang gagawin natin ay yung usual rounding off numbers na ang gagamitin natin, no? At syempre, pag hindi pa rin natin nakuha sa unang standard, iisip ulit tayo ng MSD or Modified Standard Divisors. Yun yung Webster method, no?
Okay, so example of Webster method. Okay, so yan, may mga grade enrollment and yung standard quota and rounded value at saka final apportionment. So, yung grade and enrollment is given na yan kasi yan yung example natin, di ba? Yung unang example. Okay, so SD. So, again, paano natin nakuha yung standard divisor? So, by dividing 700 divide 40. Okay, divide nyo yan siya, magiging 17.5. Okay, so, yung enrollment, di ba? Paano natin naman nakuha yung standard quota? Okay, so, yung enrollment which is 120, i-divide natin sa standard quota. Okay, so, 120 divide 17.5 is 6.86. So, yun yung magiging standard quota mo. Okay, yung grade 2, okay, 90 divide 17.5 is 5.14. Okay, yan siya. Okay, so proceed tayo sa rounded value. Okay, so dito naman tayo sa pag-round off. Okay, so 6.86, yan yung standard quota natin. So, yung katabi ng 6 natin is 8, which is greater than 5 siya. So, kailangan natin i-round off kasi pag greater than 5 yung katabi ng number na first decimal is kailangan i-round off. So, yung katabi ng 6 is 8. So, kailangan natin i-round off. Magiging 7. And, okay, so, ito naman, 5.14, okay, so, katabi na is 1. So, hindi siya may round off kasi less than 5 siya, no? Tingnan nyo, 1 lang siya. So, hindi na tayo mag-round off. So, yan, 5 na siya. Okay, yan. 8, 4, 11, 4. Okay, so, i-add lang natin siya. 7 plus 5 plus 8 plus 4 plus 11 and plus 4 is equals to 39. So, hindi pa rin nakaabot sa allocation natin yung kailangan natin i-achieve. Diba, kailangan natin kunin is 40. So, mag-iisip ulit tayo ng MSD or Modified Standard Divisor. Okay, so, nag-isip ulit tayo ng MSD na 17.35. So, okay, so, yan, na-change siya. So, yung enrollment na 120 is i-divide natin sa MSD yung which is yung 17.35 is 16.92. Yun yung magiging standard quota natin. Okay, so yung 90 rin divide 17.35 is 5.19 and so on and so far. So rounded value, okay, so ayan 7, 5, 8, 4, 12 and 4. Okay, so nasabi ko na yung paano mag-round off. Okay, so final apportionment is i-bring down mo lang yung rounded value. Okay, so pagkatapos i-add natin siya. So 7 plus 5 plus 8 plus 4 plus 12 plus 4 is equals to 40. Okay, so stop na tayo kasi nakuha natin yung 40 na kailangan natin i-achieve na allocation.
Okay, so proceed naman tayo sa Hunting Hill method. So, Hunting Hill method, may mga step yan. Okay, step 1, calculate the standard quotas, lower quotas, and upper quotas. Step 2, determine the geometric mean rounded to 2 decimal places. Of each the subgroups, lower quotas down. And step 3, if the sum of the rounded standard quotas is equal the required allocation, letter E, we are done, no? So, otherwise, choose a modified standard divisors and repeat the process until the required is achieved.
Okay, so pag sinabi nating hunting hill method, yung gagawin nating first step is kailangan natin yung both lower quotas and upper quotas. So step 2 naman is kailangan natin hanapin yung geometric mean. So geometric mean lang naman is yan yung kunwari yung geometric mean ng 7 and 8, no? Kailangan yung kunin yung square root ng 7 times 8. Yun yung tinatawag na geometric mean. So the last step is step 3. So, kagaya ng ginawa natin sa mga naunang method na inaral natin, kapag kayong mga standard quotas is equal na sa A or doon sa allocated natin, stop na tayo. So, pagka hindi pa rin natin nakuha yung allocation natin, as usual, gagamit ulit tayo ng MSD hanggang sa ma-achieve natin yung allocation.
Okay, so example of Huntington-Hill method is parehas lang sila ng Webster method. Kaso dito sa Huntington-Hill method is kukunin natin yung standard quota, lower quota, tsaka upper quota, geometric mean, and rounded value. Okay, so may same lang ng example, yung grade enrollment. Okay, so SD, so paano natin nakuha? Okay, so 700 divide 40. Again, proceed naman tayo sa standard quota. Paano natin nakuha yung standard quota is 120 divide 17.5 is 6.86. Okay, so yung 90, paano natin nakuha? Okay, so 90 divide 17.5 is 5.14. Okay, so yan yung standard quota. Okay, so proceed tayo sa lower quota. Lower quota naman ng 6 is 6 pa rin. Okay, so upper quota naman niya is 7. Kasi 6, okay, so upper. Magdagdag tayo dyan ng 1. Okay, so 5.14. Lower quota niya is 5 pa rin. And upper quota niya is 6. Okay, so ayan yung 7, 4, 11, and so on and so forth. So, geometric mean naman. Okay, so paano natin nakuha yung geometric mean na 6.48? Okay, so ito yung geometric mean. Paano natin nakuha? Is getting 6, yung square root ng 6 times 7 equals to 6.48. So, yan. Yung 5, lower quota naman at saka upper quota, okay? Yung square root ng 5 times 6, okay, so 5.48. So, yun yung geometric mean, okay? So, yan. May rounded value, okay? So, pag dito sa Huntington-Hill method, pag mag-rounded value tayo dito is, kailangan natin tingnan yung standard quota at saka geometric mean. Pag yung standard quota is greater than geometric mean is mag-round up tayo. Pag yung standard quota naman is less than geometric mean, mag-round down naman tayo. Okay, so 6.48 at saka okay, tingnan natin yung standard quota natin sa grade 1. Okay, so 6.86 and geometric natin is 6.48. Okay, so mas malaki yung standard quota natin. So, pag mas malaki yung standard quota natin kaysa sa geometric mean, mag-round up tayo. So, kailangan natin i-round up yung 6.86 sa 7. Okay, dito naman tayo sa 5.14 at saka yung geometric mean naman is 5.48. So, yung standard quota is mas malaki yung geometric mean. Diba kapag yung standard quota is less than geometric mean, so mag-round down tayo. So, 5 pa rin yung ilalagay natin dyan. Okay, so, ayan, ilalagay natin lahat. So, 7, i-add lang natin to yung rounded value natin. 7 plus 5 plus 8 plus 4 plus 11 plus 4 is equals to 39. So, hindi natin nakuha yung 40 na dapat natin i-achieve na number. So, mag-iisip ulit tayo ng MSD. Hindi pa rin natin nakuha yung kukunin natin na number which is yung 40. So, kailangan natin mag-isip ng MSD. So, kailangan yung iisipin natin na yung MSD is malapit lang sa SD natin. So, ang MSD ko is 17.45. Yan yung naisip kong MSD kasi malapit lang siya sa standard divisors natin. So, ayan, 17.45. Okay, so, proceed tayo sa rounded value. Okay, so, 7 plus 5 plus 8 plus 5 plus 11 plus 4, i-add lang natin siya para mabilis. Okay, so equals to 40. So, shortcut ko lang siya kasi mahaba pa kasi. So, ayan, nakuha natin yung rounded value na hinahanap natin na 40.
Okay, so that's all. Thank you.
Now proceeding with the apportionment paradoxes, we have three, namely Alabama, population, and new states paradox. For the Alabama paradox, it is an increase in the total of seats to be apportioned causes a district to lose a seat. So, take a look on this example. Kung mapapansin natin, nung nag-distribute tayo ng 15 seats ay may 1 sa population A natin. Pero, nung naging 16 na ang i-distribute ay naging 0 na ito. Although, naka-add tayo ng ibibigay sa seats is magkukos pa rin ito to lose a seat in a district. Now, on the population paradox, this is an increase in a district's population can cause it to lose a seat to a slower growing district. So, for example, if we can notice here sa original population, A is mayroon tayong 23 apportioned, but sa new population is naging 24. Sa B, it stays the same na 85 both original and new apportionment. Sa C naman is from 12, naging 11 yung apportionment natin. Now, lastly, the new state paradox. This is adding a state with its fair share of seats that can affect the number of seats due to other states. For example, nung 3 lang yung branches natin is 10 yung total apportion. Total apportionment natin, di ba? Sa A, we got 1, B, we got 4, and C, we got 5. Pero, nung may new branch na naging 4 na is nagkaroon tayo ng 11 apportionment. Yung A natin from 1 is naging 0. Yung B, it stays the same. Yung C from 5 naging 6. And yung bago na branch is 1, a total of 11 apportionment.
Assalamualaikum and good day to each and everyone. So, by the way, I am Nurlela B. Johari. So now let's talk about the voting method and its kind. So, what is voting method? So, voting method are essential for democratic societies to make collective decision and express opinion. They allow group to choose leaders, make policy decisions, or simply express preferences. There are various methods used, each with its strengths and weaknesses, and the choice of method can significantly impact the outcome. So, pag sinasabi natin voting method is, di ba, parang nakasanayan natin na majority wins, but no, it's not so. Pag sinasabi natin voting method is essential for us, lalo na sa ating na democratic societies. Ito daw is makakatulong sa atin upang makapag-elect ng leaders or para mas makagawa tayo ng magandang mga decision sa ating mga gawain or kumbaga is para mas maging easy yung ating ginagawang task. So here are the types of voting method. So number 1, the plurality method, for the count method, plurality with elimination method, pairwise comparison method. So let's talk about first the plurality method. So what is plurality method? So plurality voting or method is also known as first past the post or winner take all. So it's a simple voting system where the candidate with the most votes wins, regardless of whether they have a majority. This means the winner doesn't need more than 50% of the votes, just more than any other candidates. So, ang plurality daw is known as the first past the post or winner take alls. So, ang ibig sabihin nun is the candidate who got a most votes from the voters. So, take note that dito sa plurality is hindi kailangan ng winner ng 50% para manalo. Or kahit 50% or more than 50% is hindi yung pagbabasihan dito sa plurality method. So, kahit 30% or 40% ang makuha ng candidate is mananalo pa rin siya as long as the most vote is nakuha niya or yung karamihan na boto is siya yung nakakuha. So, there is the possibility na mananalo pa rin siya as long as yun na nakuha niya yung karamihan na boto. So, also, when we say plurality, hindi meaning nun or plurality doesn't mean na majority win. Kasi syempre, akala nyo sinabi nating plurality is majority wins, but no. Pag sinabi nating plurality is the most votes, or kung ano yung pinakamaraming boto, kung sino yung nakakuha ng pinakamarami. So, bakit natin tinawag na plurality? So, tinawag itong plurality kasi sinasabing dito sa given dito sa plurality method is yung pinakamaraming vote. So, kaya natin sinabing plurality kasi yung pinakamaraming boto, or kung sino yung nakakuha ng pinakamaraming boto is siya yung magiging winner, or siya yung mananalo. So, to fully understand the plurality method, so I'll provide one example. So, for example, determine the winner by using plurality voting. 50 people were asked to rank their preference of 5 varieties of chocolate candy, using 1 for their most favorite and 5 for their least favorite. This type of choices is called a preferences schedule. The results are shown in the table below. According to this table, which variety would win the taste test using the plurality voting system? So, as we can see, the 5 varieties of chocolate candy is the caramel, vanilla, almond, toffee, and the cocoa. So, makikita natin na ang caramel is walang nag-vote sa kanya as a rank 1. Walang nag-rank sa kanya as 1. So, makikita natin dito sa vanilla na nag-rank 1 siya sa 17 na person, 17 voters. Unlike doon sa caramel na walang nag-rank sa kanya as a rank 1. So, sa almond naman, nag-rank 1 yung almond sa 8 person sa 8 voters. So, dito naman sa toffee is nag-rank din yung toffee sa 11 person and the 9 person. Makikita natin naman sa table na yan. So, yung cocoa naman, nag-rank 1 din yung cocoa sa tatlong tao, or the 3 voters, and nag-rank 1 din siya sa dalawang voters. So, pagkatapos natin makita yung mga ranking nila, so makikita natin ang result of the first place vote. So, makikita natin na yung caramel is 0, yung vanilla is 17 ang kaning nakuhang vote. So, sa almond naman 8, then sa toffee is 11 plus 9. Kasi nga, nag-rank 1 yan, or madaming nag-vote sa kanya as a rank 1. So, sa cocoa naman, nakikita natin na 3 tao at 2 tao yung nag-vote sa kanya. So, bale, 3 plus 2 equals 5. So, napaka-klaro naman na ang nanalo is yung nakakuha ng 20 votes na ranking. So, bale, ang nanalo is yung toffee kasi siya yung nakakuha ng the most votes. So, yan yung sinasabi natin na plurality method. So, because toffee received 21st place votes, this type of candy would win the plurality test contest. So, yun na, makikita natin sa plurality method, or sa example natin na kahit hindi 50% or more than 50% of the vote is nakuha niya or hindi, is mananalo pa rin siya kasi nakuha niya siya yung nakakuha ng pinakamaraming votes. So, always remember that sa plurality method is hindi kailangan ng 50% or more than 50% of vote para manalo. So, let's proceed to the other types of voting methods.
Okay, so the next is the board account method. So each voters rank all the candidates, that is each voter select his or her first choices, second choices, third choices, and so on. If there are no number candidates, each candidate received a number of points. For each first choices vote, number 1 points for each second choices vote, and number 2 points for each third choice, and so on. The candidate with most total points is declared the winner. So, ang pinagkaiban lang ng board account method sa plurality is yung word account method is gumagamit siya ng pointing system. Kung sino yung first places, siya yung makakakuha ng pinakamataas na puntos. Kung sino naman yung pinaka-last places, siya yung makakakuha ng pinaka-last na puntos. So, lahat naman ng candidates is mabibigyan ng pointing. Ang pointing na yon is kung gano'ng kadami yung candidates, ay gano'n din kadami yung kalaki yung ibibigay na pointing. For halimbawa, mayroon tayong 5 na candidates. So, mayroon tayong 5 na ranking. And ang pinakamataas na pointing natin is 5 points lang yung pinakamataas. Kung sino yung naka-rank 1, siya yung mabibigyan ng 5 points. At kung sino naman yung naka-rank 2, siya yung mabibigyan ng 4 points. At kung sino naman yung pinaka-third, rank 3, is siya naman yung makakakuha ng 3 points. Hanggang sa maging pababa ng pababa na yung ranking and paliit na yung pointing. Mayroon tayo dito isa pang halimbawa. So, mayroon tayong example, the reference table for the Alpha Beta Di Club Presidential Elections. So, meron tayo dito 4 na candidates na Alpha Beta Di. So, letter A, B, C, and D. So, ito naman yung number of voting niya. So, dito natin ilalagay yung mga scores nila. Yung mga scores nila is pwede naman dito ilagay siya. Pwede naman dito at pwede naman rin iba nyo siya, i-separate nyo siya ng pointing. Dito, nakita natin dito, ito yung mga ranking niya. So, nakikita natin dito, si letter A ang naka-rank 1. So, bibigyan natin siya ng 4 points. So, si letter C naman, si candidate C ang nakakuha ng second places. So, siya ang naka-rank 2. So, siya ang bibigyan naman natin ng 3 points. So, si candidate B naman ang nakakuha ng rank 3. So, siya ang bibigyan natin ng 2 points. 2 points siya. So, 2 points siya. So, ang last places, ang nakuha ng rank 4, nakita naman dito na si letter D. So, siya makakakuha ng point 1. So, dito naman, dito, sa side na to, so si candidate B ang nakakuha ng rank 1. So, siya mabibigyan ng 4 points. So, si candidate C naman ang nakakuha ng second places. So, siya mabibigyan natin ng 3 points. So, si candidate D naman ang nakakuha ng third places. So, siya bibigyan natin ng 2 points. 2 points siya. So, si candidate A naman ang nakakuha ng rank 4. So, siya mabibigyan ng rank 1 points. So, ipagpatuloy lang natin siya. So, ito na yung mga pointing niya. Ito na yung mga score nila. So, pagkatapos nila is, ita-times naman natin itong pointing nila sa ranking sa number of voters. So, ita-times natin siya dito. Ita-times natin siya. 4 times 9 equals 36. So, mayroon dyan 36. So, dito, 2 times 9 equals 18. 3 times 9 is 27. And 1 times 9 equals 9. So, yan na yung mga na-times nila. So, dito, 1 times 5 equals 5. 4, 20. Then, 3 times 5 equals 15. So, 2 times 5 equals 10. So, yan. So, ipagpatuloy lang natin siya. So, ito siya. Pagkatapos natin siyang ma-times, so, ayan na yung makukuha nila sa pagkatapos ng times. So, ipa-plus naman natin siya dito sa ito. Ipa-plus natin yung scoring nila. Ilan lahat ang nakuha nilang points. So C36 plus 5 plus 14 plus 24 plus 6 equals 89. So naka-89 siya. 89 na score. So dito naman 18 plus 2. So ayan yung kinalabasan niya. Na-plus natin siya. So kung sino yung pinakamalaki ang nakuha dito, ay siya yung mananalo. Siya yung winner. So halata naman na si candidate C ang nakakuha ng 120 na pinakamalaking points. So siya ang winner. Siya ang winner natin. Winner siya. Siya ang winner. So si candidate C ang panalo. That's all.
Our topic today is plurality with elimination method. This method is also known as instant runoff voting and abbreviated IRV. In the IRV method, the candidate with the majority of first place votes is declared the winner. If no candidate has a majority of first place votes, the candidate or candidates with the less number of first place votes is eliminated. Then the candidates who were below the eliminated candidate move up on the ballot, and the number of first place votes is counted again. So ito ang sample ng plurality with elimination method. So the total numbers of candidates is 35. Ito natin malalaman yung majority. 35 divided by 2, so 17.5. So ayan yung majority. So para malaman natin kung sino ang nakaabot ng majority, so candidates A is nakakuha ng 9, so candidate B naman is nakakuha ng 5. Si candidate C naman is nakakuha siya ng 15. So si candidate D naman is nakakuha siya ng 6. So ayan. So si candidate C is siya yung pinamalagay na 15. So ang majority natin is 17.5. So hindi nakaabot sa candidate C. So ayun, mag-eliminate tayo ng isa. So ang pinakamababa ay si candidate B. Nakakuha siya ng 5. So ito yung bagong magiging counted natin. So inayos ko lang siya para maintindihan natin. So ayan. Si candidate A is nakakuha siya ng 9. Ayan, si candidate C naman is nakakuha siya ng 5 plus 7 plus 8 equals 20. So ayan. So si candidate D naman is nakakuha siya ng 6. Ayan. So ayan, kung mapapansin natin na si candidate C is nakakuha siya ng 20. So 20 greater than 17.5. So siya ang winner. If hindi umabot si candidate C, kunwari naging 17 siya, so mag-i-eliminate naman tayo. I-eliminate natin si candidates D. So ang matitira lang is dalawa lang. So if a candidate received the majority of first place votes, the candidate is declared the winner. If no candidate receives a majority of first place votes, the above process continues.
Good day everyone, I am Haji Mahmoud Zahira Bey, BS1 Group 8. So today I'll discuss the pairwise comparison voting method. So let's start. Pairwise comparison voting method, sometimes referred to as the head-to-head method. Each voter ranks all of the candidates, that is, each voter select his or her first choice, second choice, third choice, and so on. For each possible pairing of candidates, the candidate with the most votes receive 1 point. If there is a tie, each candidate receives 0.5 point. The candidate who received the most points is declared the winner. Example 4, using the preferences schedule in example 1, determine the winner using pairwise comparison voting method. So mayroon tayo ditong caramel, vanilla, almond, toffee, cocoa. So titingnan natin dito kung sino yung may mas malaking boto. So number of votes, yan yung dami ng bumoto. So sa pagboto naman, tinitingnan dyan kung sino yung nasa first choice, second choice, third choice, and so on. For example, si caramel at saka si vanilla, ang mananalo dyan is si vanilla kasi siya yung nasa first choice. So total ang bumoto sa kanya is 17. So, yan yung pagkuha ng pairwise comparison voting method. To complete the table, we will place the winner in the cell of each head-to-head matchup, and whoever is favored between the matchup should get the number of votes. So, iko-compare natin sila isa't isa para malaman kung sino yung may mas malaking boto.
To complete the table, we will place the winner in the cell of head-to-head matchup, and whoever is favored between the matchup should get the number of votes.
Caramel versus vanilla. Caramel 33 points, vanilla 17 points, caramel 3 points, almond 47 points, caramel versus toffee, caramel 3 points, toffee 47 points, caramel versus cocoa, caramel 0 points, cocoa 50 points, vanilla versus almond, vanilla 17 points, almond 33 points, vanilla versus toffee, vanilla 17 points, toffee 33 points, vanilla versus cocoa, vanilla 17 points, cocoa 33 points, almond versus toffee, almond 28 points, toffee 22 points, almond versus cocoa, almond 34 points, cocoa 16 points, toffee versus cocoa, toffee 20 points, cocoa 30 points. Paano natin nakuha ang points or number of votes? So, di ba ang tinitingnan natin dyan is yung nasa first choice, second choice, third choice, and so on. So, doon binabase ang points na nakukuha ng bawat isa. From the above table, caramel has 1 win, vanilla has no wins, almond has 4 wins, toffee has 2 wins, and cocoa has 3 wins. Using pairwise comparison, almond is the winner, least favorite. So, let's move on to fairness criteria of voting methods. So the first one is majority criterion. The candidates who receive a majority of the first place votes, it's the winner. The second one is monotonicity criterion. If candidate A wins an election, then candidate A will also win in the election if the only change in the voters' preferences is that supporters of a different candidate change their voters to support candidate A. Third one is condensed criterion. A candidate who wins all possible head-to-head matchups should win an election when all candidates appear on the ballot. And the last one is independence of irrelevant alternatives. If a candidate wins an election, the winner should remain the winner in any recount in which losing candidates withdraw from the race. Arrow's impossibility theorem. There is no voting method involving 3 or more choices that satisfies all 4 fairness criteria. Mr. Arrows, isa siyang tao na nag-prove na kahit sa anong methods talaga, meron at merong hindi masasatisfied doon sa 4 na kriteria na nabanggit at tawag doon ay Arrows Impossibility Theorem.
I'm Mangumpia Chinila. I'm going to talk about weighted voting system. Weighted voting systems. A weighted voting system and votes is writing square brackets and quota, weight 1, weight 2, and weight notations, close square brackets. Where Q is the quota, weight 1, true weight notation represent the weights of each of the n votes. So, minsan kasi may mga election na yung isang voter ay mas matimbang pa yung boto niya kaysa sa ibang voters. Kaya siya tinatawag na weighted voting systems. So, ang ginamit nating notation ay square brackets. Minsan, ito rin naman yung ginagamit natin. Pero madalas, ito yung ginagamit natin. Yung letter K na dito ay tinatawag siyang quota. So, the quota must be over half the total weight. Ibig sabihin, kung ang total weight natin ay 100, ang kalahati niyan ay 50. So, yung quota data natin ay 51, 52, 53, and so on. Basta hindi lang lagpas sa 100. At yung mga weight na dito na nakalagay, ayan yung weights ng bawat voters. For instance, a company has 4 shareholders. Mr. Eads has 35% ownership, Miss Silang has 20%, and Miss Ramil has 31% ownership, and Miss Malo has 14%. So there is a motion to decide where best to invest their savings. The company bylaws define the quota as 59%. So what does this voting system look like? So para makapag-decide, dapat ma-reach daw natin yung 59%. So paano natin i-represent using the voting system notations? Simple lang, gawa lang tayo ng open square brackets na ganyan. Tapos, yung quota natin ay 59. So, pwede natin i-represent as 59 na lang para mas madali i-vain without percent. Tapos, yung si Mr. Eads kay 35. Tapos, si Miss Silang ay 20. Tapos, si Miss Ramil ay 31. Tapos, si Miss Malo kay 14. So, ito yung notation natin ngayon dito. So, ito yung first shareholders. Ang weight niya ay 35, tapos yung second shareholders kay 20, then 31 and 14. Siyempre, pagkapipili tayo kung sino yung nanalo, dapat siya yung over the quota. So, 59. So, ibig sabihin, pagka si Mr. 8 tsaka si Miss Silang ay bumoto ng invest nila sa bangko, ang total number of weights nila ay 55 lang. Dahil 35 plus 20 is 55. So, panalo ba sila? Hindi. Kasi nga dapat umabot sila sa 59 the above. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan pa nila ng boto sa ibang voters para from the shareholders. So, pwedeng si third persons or si fourth person. Doon sa nakikita natin notations, malalaman natin kung anong uri ng weighted voting yung nakikita natin. Pag nakita nating equal lahat ng weight, pari-parehas lang ang tawag dyan ay one person's one vote. Kung napapansin natin dito ay 19 yung quota natin, tas yung isang weighted voter dito ay lagpas na siya sa quota, pag ganun tawag doon dictatorship types. Kasi nga pwede niyang i-dictate kahit anong panukalang gusto niya, o kaya naman yung kahit anong election paman yung mangyari, masusunod pa rin yung decision niya. Tawag doon dictatorship. Null system. Pag napapansin yung tinotal natin, 5 plus 9 plus 2 plus 2 then plus 1 is equals 19. Kung mapapansin nyo, 19 is less than the quota, hindi pwedeng mas mataas yung quota doon sa total ng mga weight. So, tawag doon ay null system or invalid. So, meron naman veto power systems. Type of weighted voting na to ay hindi pwedeng bumoto yung isa sa kanila kahit unequal yung weights nila pag ito hindi bumoto. Terms to remember. Ito naman yung mga terms na kailangan natatandaan natin kapag nakakita tayo ng weighted voting notations. Coalitions, a set of voters each who votes the same way either for or against a resolutions. Pag nag-set ka ng mga voters either for or particular resolutions, coalition yung tawag doon. The second one is winning coalitions, a set of voters whose total votes is greater than or equal to the quota. Sila yung set of voters na napili yung kanilang panukala kasi nga sila yung mga nanalo. So, syempre, yung hindi naman nanalo ay tinatawag din siyang losing coalitions. So, ikaapat naman ay critical voter, a voter whose departure from the winning coalitions make it a losing coalition. So, halimbawa, nanalo yung winning coalition niya kaso nung umalis yung isang voter, yung voters na yun, so naging losing coalition sila. So yung voters na yun ay critical voter kasi nga may mga ibang voters na kahit umalis pa sila sa coalitions, walang epek doon sa pagka-panalo nila sa election. Titor. A voter who has a weight that is greater than or equal to the quota. So, kagaya doon sa example natin kanina, yung isang voter doon ay sapat na para makukuha sila ng lagpas quota sa elections. So, the last one is dummy, a voter who has no power and never and critical voters. The number of possible coalitions of n voters is 2n minus 1.
So, good day everyone. My name is Juhaira R. Arompa, best and 1.
Given the weight voting system,
what is the quota? So dito makikita natin ang quota natin is 17. So next naman, so how many voters are in the system? So we have V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. So how many voters are in the system? So we have 5 voters. So what is the weight of voter V3? So ito yung V3 natin. So ang weight niya ay 5. So what is the weight of coalition V4, V5? So ito yung V4, V5 natin. So 6 plus 10 is 16. So if you notice, kinamitan natin ng braces para makita nyo ang tinutukoy natin ay ang coalition. So is V1, V2, V3, V4 is a winning coalition ba daw? So tingnan natin. So V1, V2, V3, V4. So 2 plus 3, 5 plus 5, 10 plus 6, 16. So we have 16. So below 17 siya. So hindi siya winning coalition. So which voters are the critical voters in the coalition? So tingnan natin. 5, 6, 10. Winning coalition ba yan sila o hindi? Kasi hindi naman natin sila matatawag na critical voters kung hindi sila winning coalition. So, subukan natin. Kunin natin si 5. 6 plus 10, 16. So, hindi siya winning coalition kasi below siya sa ating quota na 17. So, ang V3 natin ay critical voters. So, subukan naman natin, ang tanggalin natin ay ang 6. So, winning coalition ba yan? Or hindi? So, hindi. Critical voters din ang ating V4. So, finally, ang 10 naman, pag kinuha natin, ganun din. Hindi siya winning coalition. So, critical voters. So, hindi pwedeng mawala itong tatlo na ito kung gusto lang makabuo ng winning coalition. How many coalition can be formed? So, well, ang formula na naman natin is 2n negative 1. So, ang n natin ay ang numbers of voters. So, 2 raised 5 negative 1 is 32. So, 32 minus 1 is 31. So, winning coalition.
Good day, everyone. I am Malin Macy and my topic is all about Bands of Power Index. Bands of Power Index is derived by John Banzhaf III in 1965. The purpose of this index is to determine the power of a voter in weighted voting system. The Bands of Power Index of a voter V is given by PPI equals number of times is a critical voter over number of times voter V is a critical voter. The Bands of Power Index is a mathematical method for measuring the relative voting power of individuals or groups within decision making. Here are 3 concepts of Bands of Power Index. First is the voting power, second is the critical votes, third is the coalitions. Calculating Bands of Power Index. First is to identify the possible coalitions. Second is to determine critical votes for each coalition. Third is to calculate the number of critical votes for each voter. Fourth, normalize the values to obtain the Bands of Power Index. And B2. So here's the BPI. Let me explain. How many V1 are there in critical voters? So there is 2. And count all the critical voters. There is 4. So that's why it's 2 over 4 or 1/2. Same with PPI V2. Count all the V2 in critical voters and count all the critical voters. Well, VPI V3 is 0 over 4. We're not a critical voter because it cannot be a winning coalition. So possible number 2 or V3 is a dummy number. So that's the Banzhaf Power Index. Thank you for listening. Mathematical formula. V is equals to set of voters. W is equals to set of winning coalition. Here, I'm gonna show you an example. For example, is this 12, 5, and 2. There are B1, B2, and B3. Write them one by one to determine the possible winning coalitions and critical voters. So 12, 5, and 2, or 12, 5, or 12, 2, or even 5, 2, are all of them 12, 5, and 2. So the 12, 5, and 2 cannot be a winning coalition since they have no partners. The 12 and 5 can be a winning coalition. 12, 2, 5, 2 also cannot be a winning coalition. The 12, 5, and 2 can be a winning coalitions. All of these are 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we should put here a 7. So here's the winning coalitions and the critical voters. If you remove this 5, this can't be a winning coalition, so we won't remove it. While in this other coalition, if we remove these 2, it will be still a winning coalition. V1 and V2 can survive without V3. So let's write V1